Myself Padmaja, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Today we are going to discuss about data type conversion in Python. Now, type conversion. What is type conversion first? The process of converting the value of the one data type to another type is called a type conversion process. Now, Python supports two types of type conversion. One is called implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. Now, first discuss about what is implicit type conversion. Now, coming to implicit type conversion, let us first see one example of implicit type conversion. In implicit type conversion, Python automatically converts one data type to the required data type, and the process doesn't need any user involvement. That means the Python interpreter will do the data type conversion automatically without the user's involvement. Now, suppose we want to convert a data type from integer to float. So, you know that integer is a lower data type and float is a higher data type. Now, if you want to convert from integer to float without doing the data loss or by avoiding the data loss, then how to do using implicit type conversion? Let us see through one example. For example, the problem is to convert from integer to float data type. Suppose n1 is a variable which initially contains 123, which is an integer value. Now, n2 is another variable which contains 1.23, which is a float value. So, this is an integer value, this is a float value. Now, if you want to convert that, if you want to do the addition of these two numbers, one is integer type, one is float type, then what is the type for n3? So, n3 is equal to n1 plus n2 we are doing. That means one integer type is added with one float type. Now, if you will check the data type for n3, you will see that it has automatically converted into the higher data type, that is the float data type automatically. So, this is called implicit type conversion. Now, let us check through programming. So, to check the data type of a variable, we have a type function in Python. So, we are printing the data type of n1 by writing type of n1. So, it is giving you that it belongs to class integer. Now, similarly, we are checking the data type of n2 by writing type of n2. So, you know that n2 is belonging to class float type. Now, what is the value of n3? So, we have added 123 plus 1.23. So, it has given you the new value as 124.23. So, after adding that integer with float, then integer has been converted into float implicitly. So, the data type of n3, if you will check it, then you have to write type of n3 and you will see that now it belongs to the class float. This is called implicit type conversion from int to float. Now, let us see one more example where we want to add addition of a string data type with an integer data type. Now, you know that string is a higher data type than integer. So, whenever you will try to combine these two data types, then you will get the output as a type error. Because one string data type cannot be added with an integer type. So, Python will not be able to do the implicit type conversion in such conditions. But we can apply explicit type conversion for such kind of problems. So whenever you do data conversion or whenever the Python interpreter is doing data conversion, you should understand that what is the compatibility of the data types, that what type of data can be the source data type, will it be able to convert into a destination data type or not. So, by keeping that in mind, then you have to write your code. So, in this case, one string data type is there. For example, look at this code. N1 is an integer variable containing 123 and S1 is a string variable containing a number string 456. This is a number string. Now, it is a string type of data. Now, if you will check the data type of n1, you will see that it belongs to class integer. Similarly, if you will see the data type of s1, by writing type of s1, you will find that it belongs to the class string. So, what I am trying to do? I am trying to add one integer type with a string type, which is not allowed in Python. So, it is an unsupported type, and implicit type conversion cannot be applied over here. So that's why the type of error that you will get is called type error. So two data types are it is not supporting to convert from one data type to another data type. So that is a type error in Python. So in such cases, it is explicit type conversion will be most preferred and it is applicable here. Now, let us see what is explicit type conversion. Now, in explicit type conversion, the user converts the data type of an object to the required data type by using certain the conversion functions. Now, we use certain predefined functions like int function, float function, str function, like list, tuple, dictionary. These are the predefined or built-in functions we are using to do the explicit type conversion. So, this kind of type conversion or explicit type conversion is also known as typecasting because the user casts or changes the data type of the object. This is called explicit typecasting. So, if you will see the syntax, then what is the required data type you want? You have to use that particular predefined function or built-in function. And you have to, what you want to change, that input you have to provide here. That may be a value or it may be an expression. So the required data type, suppose you want integer, so you have to write int of some value or expression, you have to write it down. Suppose you want to convert into a string, then you have to give that value or expression over here. This is called explicit type conversion. Now, before learning the programs in explicit type conversion, let us first discuss what are the type conversion functions available which are popularly used in many applications. First one is called integer function. Int a comma base. So what is the meaning of this? This function converts any data type to integer. So here base specifies the base in which the data type, if it is converted. So base you can write as 2 or something. So you can write just an integer function. So the base in which the string is, if the data type is a string, then it is converted into integer. Similarly, float function is there. So this float function is used to convert any other data type into floating point numbers. Now, similarly, ORD function is there. This function is used to convert a character to an integer. Similarly, hex function is there. This will convert an integer into hexadecimal string. Similarly, octal function, OCT, will convert an integer into octal string. Next, tuple is there, which is used to convert into a tuple. Similarly, set and list are also there, which are used to convert some other data type into a list or set. So, let us discuss some examples using these functions. Now, the first program under explicit type conversion is, let us add the earlier program what we have discussed, one integer with a string we are trying to add. So in implicit type conversion, you have learned that these two type of data are mismatching and it cannot be converted. So typecasting, we will do it here using the explicit typecasting mechanism. So here you can see here N1, the current value of N1 is 123, which is an integer over here. And S1 is a string type. Okay. Now check the data type before doing typecasting. So what is the type of N1? So it belongs to class integer. What is the type of S1? It belongs to the class string. Now, first, either because it is a number string, if you want to add it, first convert the string into integer first. So using the int function, we are giving this S1 is a string and it is explicitly convert that string into integer. So you can see here int function will explicitly convert the string into integer. Now that is stored again into the same object name, that is S1 only. Now S1 is nothing but int of, you have done this string of 456 which was a number string earlier. Now it will be S1 contains the integer 456 after conversion. Now check the data type of S1 because you have used the same object name. Now earlier it was string type, now it becomes integer type because you have stored one integer into S1. So S1 belongs to the class integer. Now you do the addition. Sum is equal to N1 plus S1. So the sum of the sum value N1 plus S1 is 123 plus 456, which gives you 579 here. And you check what is the type of sum because after adding two integers, what is the data type of some variable is also integer, so it belongs to class integer. So this way the built-in function int can be used to do the explicit type conversion from string type to integer type. Now let us go for another example where we will do the type conversion using int function and the float function. Now let us see over here. So what is S? S is a binary string. S is a binary string. Now let us first convert this into an integer with base 2. So we are using the int function. So S is the object and this is the base. With base 2 we are converting. So after converting this into integer base 2, what you are getting? 10010 with a base of 2. It is converted. It is a binary number. Now it is converted into an integer of base 10. So you got the output as 18. Okay. Now after converting the string, it was earlier a binary string. Now it is converted into an integer. Okay. After converting into an integer, the same string let us convert into float type. So what you will get? So it was 10010. If you will convert into float type, you are getting 10010.0. Now it has become a float type. Okay. So you can understand in this example that a binary string was converted into an integer type and also it was converted into a float type. So this way explicit type conversion is done with your requirement. Now let us understand about explicit type conversion with another example where we want to make use of ORD function, hex function, octal function and so on. Now let us see one example. Suppose S is equal to 4. So what is 4? 4 is a string or it is a character string, you can say. Okay. So it's a string. Now what we are doing? So S is containing a single character. Now S is containing a single character. Now we are writing C is equal to ORD of S. That means the character will be converted into an integer. The character 4 will be converted into an integer with the usage of this ORD function. Now what will happen? What is the output that you will get? That you will get the output as the 52. The character 4 was converted into an integer. Okay. Now similarly, suppose hex of 56 you want to convert. 56 is an integer you want to convert into hexadecimal string. Now what you will get? You are getting that 0x38 is the hex equivalent value for 56. Similarly, the same 56 you want to convert into octal. So you are getting that it is in octal format, it is 70. So 070 you are getting. So like that we can convert from one data type to another data type using these functions. Now let us see one more example using the explicit type conversion functions tuple, set, list and so on. Now suppose S is a string. S is a string containing IARE. Now convert this into a tuple. Using the tuple method, we are converting the string into tuple. So it is converting from string to tuple. So how it will look like? You can see the tuple bracket, the normal parenthesis, IARE. This is a tuple now. Similarly, here we are converting into a set. So you can see here that set is an unordered collection. So IERA, depending on the execution, you will get. So this is a set over here. Similarly, here we are converting into a list. So you can see that it is an ordered list, is an ordered collection of elements. So you are getting this is a list. So this way a string is converted into a tuple or set or list in Python. This is called explicit type conversion. Now coming to the conclusion key points of explicit type conversion. So type conversion or typecasting is nothing but a conversion process of one data type to another data type. Second thing is, whenever you are the implicit type conversion you are trying, then there is no user involvement is required. That Python interpreter will automatically take care of it. So that is called implicit type conversion. But for explicit type conversion, then, or which is popularly known as typecasting, so you have to use certain predefined functions and you have to do it on your own. So that should be done by the user. Okay. Now, in implicit type conversion, Python avoids loss of data. But loss of data may occur when we are doing explicit type conversion. It may occur, and it may occur with certain specific data types. But it may not happen always, but it may occur. There are chances. So these are the key points regarding your type conversion process. Thank you. In this video, you have learned about the type conversion process using both implicit and explicit type conversion techniques. Thank you so much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.